drive a Chrysler product. I'm just saying.
Hey, I drive a Chrysler product.
Oh yeah, you got a
I better.
van.
You do, yeah.
I better
Your
have
van.
that.
Yeah. So actually, Casey, it's just you.
Just me.
I'm just
Yep.
saying.
Yeah. Or what's your?
Not bad. No,
All right, 6 o'clock. I'll ask everyone to stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moore will not be here today either.
All right. Roll call. Let it be known that Crystal and Kim are absent this evening. The other 5 council members are present. Consent agenda. I got some new numbers, I would imagine, in front of me.
Just one.
Okay. The accounts payable, 33,322.86. Again, 33,322.86. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
I got a motion from Casey. I got a second from Josh. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Onto the agenda, you guys can delete more engineering. We're gonna, they have no update for us this evening. Under the mayor's report, I got a couple things. Number 2, let's put down blight. And number 3, council pay increase. Any other additions or subtractions to the agenda? Okay, hearing none, I need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Okay, I got a motion from Josh, second from Sean, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Alright, so, first item of business, like it has been the last 3 months, I'm just gonna pull up Ashley's text from this afternoon.
August 2nd.
August 2nd. We have a deadline for council members and mayor positions, so if you're interested in running for either council seat, which we have 4 open, or the mayor seat, which is also open, you have until August 2nd is the deadline to submit your name for application. Second item is blight. Just because I'm sure the council has received a lot of questions, comments, and concerns from the community in the last week or so as snow's been starting to melt. I know Ashley has, and I know I have. Just to kind of give the community an update, Ashley asked the police department to get a blight report together for tonight's meeting. You guys all received it in your email. They are working on it. Again, it's a work in progress. I just wanted to let the community know that the police department is out there working. If there is items or yards of concern, please let one of the council members know, or myself know, or Ashley know, so that we can address it. But letters have been sent out. There are violations that have been ticketed, and we actually have an individual has a court case due this Friday. So
For multiple citations.
for multiple citations. So
But to add on to what John said, I mean, a lot of these citations are from last summer. So as you can imagine, like, as much as our police department is working to get them done, that's how long it took to go to court. And so unfortunately, it is a little bit longer than we'd like. But I know at least a dozen letters went out today for properties. And like John mentioned, if there's more out there with spring coming, we'll be kind of cracking down. So I do want to thank our police department because they got a lot done today, so.
moving on to council pay increase. I talked to Ashley a little bit about this a couple weeks ago. I just want to talk about it. I don't want to even have a discussion tonight, but I want to put a feeler out there for you 5 and then the other 2, and Ashley can send out some information here in the coming days, and we can maybe discuss it at our May meeting. There has not been a council pay increase since 2001, so 21 years ago. And I know none of you guys are doing this for the money. That's not why any of us are up here. However, with the cost of living and everything else that's going on, I think $250 is low. I also know that some of the council members' seats that are due up this year, individuals do not plan on rerunning. This would not take effect until the new council members sit in your chairs. So you're not voting for a pay increase on your behalf, I guess is what I'm getting at. So Ashley can send some stuff out later this week. I just wanna put a feeler out there. You guys can think about it. We do have to vote on it as a council, because we do have to change our ordinance. So we would need a 4-3 vote, but, again, it's something I think that needs to be addressed. I'm not talking huge amounts. I'm not talking to bumping it to 1,000. But again, in 21 years, we've seen it with our police department and our labor union agreements. We've seen it with, the employee, we've seen it with everywhere, even at your own work. I think it needs to be upped a little bit. I don't know what that magic number is, but again, I wanna have a discussion about it at our May meeting, so.
And like John mentioned, we're only allowed to change it at the new year. It can't, no matter what, it can't be changed in the middle of a year, so.
That's it for mayor's report. So moving on to administrator clerk treasurer's report.
Well, for department updates, I was gonna kinda hit on blight, but, John hit on that, so.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Either way, it got talked about. That's kind of the big thing. Obviously, we're working with our police department on Public Works is kind of transitioning now from snow removal and steam and catch basins and those types of things to actually more like spring cleanup. In the last couple of years, we haven't been able to use the Essentials to Serve crew to help clean up our parks. And in the spring, they've been a huge part of it because, as you know, when you pile snow into the parks, you get that garbage, debris, all that stuff. With COVID, they haven't been able to help. We're hoping this year that they could come out here at the end of April or as soon as we kind of get rid of the rest of the snow. It's a huge help because West Side Park and Deco Park especially end up being two places where we pile a lot of snow during the winter. And as you can imagine, they become just littered with stuff. So we're working on that. They are getting the street sweeper out, they're getting the lawnmowers all tuned up, they've done a lot of spring cleaning inside their shops over the last few days. So that's what they're working on. The Deco Center, a lot of activities going on still over there. They have Ulen, Hitterdall, and Twin Valley schools over for the entire month for swimming lessons. They have 2 sessions, and in this session alone they have like 40-some kids. So, and then they'll do another session at the end of April. So it's an awesome program. It's their summer rec program that usually comes in May, June has now transitioned to come now just for bus drivers and the amount of activities that they offer. So they've been busy over there, still trying to hire. As you can imagine, we have almost every employee we can get in the pool, whether they're trained or not, even just to help with the kids are in that pool helping. So Brianna's been doing it too. So we have that. Liquor store, I did not get an update yet from them. Again, this month I will send out those reports of where we're at as far as sales go when I get that from Jerry. What department am I missing? I think I got them all.
Yep.
Deco Center. So as you guys know, we are doing that fundraiser coming up. We have $500 already donated to the fundraiser itself. We're asking for another $300 from gambling funds just so we can up it. We've had lots of ticket sales already. We've had more businesses interested than we are able to have room for, so we're setting up some alternative options as well so businesses can just kind of promote what they have going on. We have 15 vendors coming, so we're excited about it. It should be a good event. We're just, because it's growing so much, we're asking for another $300 to make sure we have enough food and supplies and everything available there that night.
I need a motion.
So moved.
Motion from Josh,
Second.
second from Casey. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes.
Bike rodeo, same, we've done this every year for the last 5-6 years. It is coming up on May 4th this year, and we are going to be doing the same as we've done in the past. I did put that in your packet if you guys would like to read more information on it, but we're going to do the rodeo again, the parade again through town. It's been a huge success. Boy Scouts are going to serve a meal. I believe it's Boy Scouts, right? You guys are on board. We're asking for $300 to be used towards the purchase of helmets like we've done in the past, and then in return these helmets get sold to the kids. Instead of them having to pay 10, 12, 15 bucks for them, we can sell them at $5, so it kind of offsets. Ada Future Leaders donated the 2 bikes this year, so we give those away, and it's just in general a really fun community event.
I'd make that motion to approve the $300 for the
Okay.
bike rodeo.
I got a motion from Sean, second from Josh. Any further discussion? Ashley also expects all of you guys to help out that day,
I
so
do.
May 4th.
Yep. It's really fun.
It
It's
is.
chaos, but it is so much fun. The kids have a blast, so, yeah, all hands on deck, so.
Yeah. All in
And bring
favor?
your bikes and your helmets.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Police department. So this one's kind of a long time coming, and I probably should have done it a couple months ago. With the absence of our police chief, it's been kind of going on and on and on, and we are now at the point where, in the past, we've kind of been going month to month, and now we're told the next appointment is until June 22nd. With that being said, that's a 3-month out, and we learned a lot over the last month or so when we've been trying to hire a part-time police officer. There's a lot of things that a regular patrol officer cannot do. They don't have access to yet, and they can't sign off on. I do think it's time to appoint an interim that is allowed to make those signatures and allowed to maybe make some more decisions. And that is what I'm bringing tonight to you. The main thing is having that title as an interim police chief. You know, whether that comes with a pay raise or whatever you guys think, or I just wanna open that discussion. Also, obviously, you guys know we have 2 awesome patrol officers right now that have been working their butts off, so it's not an easy decision or what we're gonna do, but I do think it's time that we start having this discussion.
So, just kinda curious, have you talked with each officer? Do they have an opinion as far as who they would feel better as far as the?
There's only 2.
I feel like both of them, either one of them, would be able to carry out whatever duties needed to be carried out. I don't think either one of them was against having that interim position.
Yep.
I don't have an answer for either or.
Is it
Yeah.
best
You
to
know,
use, is it
so-
best to use seniority in this case, whoever that may be?
That's
And-
what I was gonna say.
I don't know
yeah,
who that is, but,
That would
Maybe
be
Steve.
Bruce, or Steve, yeah.
Yeah.
you know, that's probably one of them seniority
I would say
things.
maybe I'd like to see the seniority kinda take effect.
That's a good way to,
Mhm.
you know, not.
Or do you have a recommendation? I mean, you prefer, or do you have a suggestion, I guess?
I would agree with the seniority.
Okay.
I think both have worked very
Yeah,
hard,
I
and
agree.
no, I've definitely worked a lot with Steve, a lot lately on, what I would consider police chief duties. But both have stepped up, and when they're on their shifts, have been able to cover and do what
Sure.
is asked of them. Again, this probably should have been done months ago, it's just the fact that I was kind of on a month-to-month basis, so it didn't make a lot of sense to appoint someone when we thought, you know, oh,
Right,
the
he'll be
chief will be
back.
back in a couple weeks.
Yep.
But now, if it's not till June or even later at this point, it makes sense that at some point, somebody has to be able to make some of those decisions when it comes to budget. Or, like I said, if we are in the position of hiring a part-time officer again, which we hope to be, they're able to do a little bit more, than what a patrol officer is able to do.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and I think they're both more than qualified to do, or could both do it, but, I think maybe going with seniority would be the best route.
Do you need a motion for that, or?
I
or
do.
do you-
Yeah.
I do.
I'll make that motion that we
Go with Steve,
go with Steve.
based on seniority.
Yep.
Okay, I got a motion from Josh.
I'll second.
From Scotty. Further discussion to maybe add to the motion. Obviously, there's some added duties along with this that Ashley's talking about that need to be accomplished while Jody is out. Do you guys wanna offer a pay increase? Do you wanna keep it status quo?
I think we have.
My guess is the conversation's gonna arise when Ashley addresses Steve tomorrow, so we might as well talk about it this evening.
I think we have to.
Yeah, I think we have to. We did upstairs when you were
Yeah.
gone, so.
Yeah.
I agree, I
Do you
would
have
say
an
you
idea?
add to that. Do you have a
We've
suggestion on
done
a?
$2 in the past,
Yeah.
is what we've done on.
That's
What's
what
that?
I would-
We've done $2
Oh.
an hour in the past, is what we've done in and out. now it was a little bit different when, like, I stepped in and Doug stepped in as administrator interim, because the job description was so different and we had both jobs to still do. So that was like an $8 an hour increase back then. So that, but it was a little different, like, I mean, we were still doing our full-time mother job.
I'll make a motion to do
Add
that.
it to your motion.
Yep.
To what?
$2.
$2?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I got a motion from Josh to offer the job as interim to Steve with a $2 pay increase, and I got a second from Scott. Any further discussion?
Call the question.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Okay, moving on.
Is
to
there
new
anything else with the, right now with the police, and far as, you have any kind of suggestions of anything else, or are we looking at for an intern, an extra helper or something right now, or what do you
We
suggest
tried.
right
We
now?
tried, and so the advertising went back out again. I'm expanding it a little bit more. I'm putting in, I'm allocating some dollars to help a little bit more with the search.
Okay.
I know our officers are kind of doing a little, you know, behind the scenes talking, and they know a lot of people, so we're
Sure.
trying, we
Good.
really are.
Great.
It's a hard position to fill, and unfortunately, the last one, we couldn't offer enough hours that they wanted, so it fell through, and unfortunately, it would have been a good fit, but, we still only have so many hours, obviously, to offer as well, and as we've seen in the past, 6 months, not that we can go forever with 2 officers doing it, but 2 officers are very capable of covering. So to offer, 2 to 4 shifts a week in addition to what we already have is a huge commitment of our funds. So at this point, we'll just keep trying to hire another part-time officer.
Okay.
We do have some time coming up here in May where one of our officers will be on training. So we're looking at trying to make sure, again, we're working with the county, and hopefully we can figure something out. And then in June, one of our officers is going on a trip. So those are 2 big obstacles right now that we're facing to make sure we have coverage for. So
I mean, in the past, obviously, it was, the chief was on during the day, and then one of them was
Yes.
at night, the other one was off that
Yes.
week. Is that how?
well,
I mean,
they're still on 1 week, off 1 week,
okay.
but they're doing a noon to 2 shift. So
Oh.
normally their shifts are 2 to 2.
Okay.
And they're coming on at noon and then working till 2, so they get 2 extra hours of overtime each
Sure.
day, essentially. With, obviously, there's sometimes where they get called out in the morning or
Right.
whatever, but,
Yep.
the county, it has helped. If they're in
Okay.
town, they will take those calls first,
Sure.
so that way they don't have to get up out of bed. So we haven't had a lot of those.
Okay, good. That's good.
And-
I didn't know if that was an
Yeah.
issue, but that sounds
The,
good.
the biggest issue is right now, we don't have a patrol officer at the school in the mornings.
Right.
We used to have our chief at the school in the mornings,
Yeah,
and we
that
don't
would be
have
nice.
that. But, yeah, I would say they're both doing a great job of still getting all their work done and everything done, so.
Okay, moving on to new business, Kaleidoscope for April
Oh,
is
sorry.
Kim and Sean.
Take Mark
So
off.
Sean, you're
Sure.
Thursday night.
Maybe
Mark?
Maybe somebody else if Kim's not here.
I
Mike?
just- Oh yeah, Mike.
Didn't you miss yours?
Yeah, yeah, I did. Actually, let's do this. Let's take Kim off, and let's do Mike and Sean.
Just in case, because he wasn't here. Not that he-
Mike, Kim, and
Thursday.
Sean. If all 3 of you want to show up,
Okay.
right? The more the merrier.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Okay, moving on to
Call me
mowing
next
bids,
time.
in your guys' packet, you got a list of mowing bids that Ashley sent out. We need to approve each one of them, so, if you guys wanna start, she also included the bid history, and you guys will notice some of them have went up a lot, some of them stayed pretty consistent, some of them went down. And, as Ashley and I were talking, we gotta keep in mind too, that we don't have to necessarily accept the lowest bid. We can accept the bid that makes the most sense for the city, so keep that in mind as we're going through these, but I think let's have a decent discussion about them. First one up is Bosworth Park and Highway 9 ditches. obviously you can see in the packet, Ashley's made some recommendations for you guys with the stars and the check marks. You can also see the total, cost. This is obviously probably one of the easier ones. If someone wants to make a motion, we can get this started.
I'd make the motion for Myers Landscape.
I'll second.
Okay, I got a motion from Sean, I got a second from Josh.
I'm gonna abstain from voting on any of these due to relation.
Okay, and Casey's gonna abstain. Any further discussion on the first Bosworth Park and Highway 9 ditches?
Are you going to say the price
Yes, yes, $171.80
Per time.
per time. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Do you have a comment?
Yeah, this next one I just want to, Brianna and Brian went through these, but, this next one, the reason why the one that starred is $2 more is because this person has been doing, it for the last, well, many years and
Dozen
so-
years.
So we put a star, cause we know it's always done well, but, it's not even a full $2 difference.
So the next item is the main lift station disposal plant. I need a motion.
I'd make that motion to go with Westcott mowing.
Second it.
Okay, I got a motion from Sean, I got a second from Scott, to go with Lori Westcott in the amount of $55. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes, Casey abstains. Same thing with West Side Park. The uptown area is in the East Valley View Manor. I need a motion.
So moved to go with the, 99.50.
Okay, I got a motion from Josh. I need a second.
Second.
Second from Sean to go with Lori Westcott in the amount of $99.50. Again, same thing. Individual's been doing it for probably a dozen plus years. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Casey abstains. Cemetery lot.
I'd like to have a little conversation, just maybe to
Yeah.
fill some of them that haven't. I think I've been on the Public Works now for 8 or 9 years. This is probably my third or fourth go around on some of these bids. I think after the last time we really got burnt on the cemetery, where somebody had multiple lots that they had to mow, and backed out like after the first month. We said we were not gonna give it to somebody that has a whole bunch of stuff. So, in my recommendation, I'm gonna go with the one that's a little higher, the $47 higher with this FM lawns. Just for that reason, because we have a ton of trouble with that cemetery if you can't keep up. And I'm not saying they can't, I don't know that, but we made that discussion the last time, and I think we're gonna stick to it, or I'm gonna stick to it anyways. So I'd go with FM lawns on the cemetery and that west lot, it says.
Okay, I got a motion from Sean.
I'll second that.
I got a second from Scott. Any further discussion? So I got a motion from Sean, second from Scott to go with FM lawns for the cemetery and west lot for $1,100 per time. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Casey abstains. Moving on to the water tower in the West 8th Avenue and 9th Street ditches. I need a motion.
I'll make the motion for, Lori Westcott.
Okay, I got a motion from Sean,
Second.
second from Josh. Any further discussion? So I got a motion from Sean, second from Josh, to go with Lori Westcott for the water tower in West 8th Avenue and 9th Street ditches, in the amount of $149.50 per time. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Casey abstains. All right, 3 more. Vacant lots north of the baseball field. So basically all the stuff just north of the gravel road.
I'd make the motion to go with Myers Landscapes, for that one.
Okay, I got a motion from Sean,
Second.
second from Josh. So I got a motion, in the amount of $37.60, for Meyer Landscapes, for the vacant lots north of the baseball field. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. $37.60. Yep, sorry, Mark. Moving on to the Deco Center and the Deco Park. I need a motion.
I'd make the motion for Lori Westcott again at Deco Center in the Deco Park.
Okay, I got a motion from Sean, second from Scott. So I got a motion from Sean, second from Scott, the amount of $95 for Lori Westcott for the Deco Center in Deco Park. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. $95, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
No,
you're right,
95 for the
I was looking
Deco.
at the next one.
Deco's
The
95.
next
Oh,
one's
that's
85.
Yeah.
You're off one, yep.
And,
I was off one too.
It was 95?
95, yep.
Yep.
And again, you know, these 4 properties, before I move on to the last one, that, you guys have awarded to Lori, she's been doing for, you know, the longest time, so.
And she's the lowest.
And she does a good job, and she's the lowest bid.
Yeah.
So moving on to the East Side Park, the last one of the evening, I need a motion.
Make a motion to go with Myers Landscapes.
Okay, I got a motion,
$85.
motion from Josh,
I got a second.
second from Sean, so I got a motion from Josh, second from Sean in the amount of $85 to mow East Side Park from Myers Landscape. All in favor?
Alright.
All opposed? Motion passes. Casey abstains. Okay. Annual liquor, and license lists, Ashley put that in your guys' packet as well. We gotta do this once a year. They're all expiring at the end of the month, so we need to approve their license. Again, for setup, on sale liquor license, coin operated machines, strong beer, 2 AM license, Sunday license, and insurance. I need a motion.
So moved.
Okay, I got a motion from Josh,
Second.
second from Scott. Any further discussion on any of these? Nothing changed, except the outpost doesn't have coin operated machines anymore. Everything else stayed the same, status quo from last year, so. All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. Letter D, also in your packet, you guys have a, request for, donation from the Cody Holte softball tournament. As you guys know, last year they held their first, softball tournament. This year will be the second one, of course. They're looking for a donation. There is a list in the middle of the email in regards to the donation amounts. There's 4 different amounts. I need a motion. Last year, we did 300 because at that point, that was our donation limit for a, event of this magnitude.
I believe it's up to 5.
Correct.
I'd like to make a motion to make a donation at that silver level for $500.
Second.
Okay, I got a motion from Casey, second from Josh, in the amount of $500 to the silver level for the Cody Holte annual softball tournament. Any further discussion? All opposed? Motion passes.
All opposed? Let's try that again.
Yeah.
All in favor? You passed it.
I stopped myself.
Aye.
I didn't say anything like aye.
Okay, moving on to, letter E, the industrial park lot purchase. I'll let Ashley talk about it, but you guys do have a map in your,
Yeah, if everyone has
Packet.
a chance to kind of open up that map, or if you guys had a chance to look at that map. So we have an offer for lots 1 and 12, so it'll be on the very north end of that lot. The offer is for $7,200 total for both. We currently have 5 lots left in the industrial park. As you can see, like that 2nd Street Northwest, that's what we did a couple years ago. That is the only road access. In the map, there's shown at one point must have been a plan to put in a road, however, the dike is there. So we do not have access to lots 1, 2, 3, and 4, basically, at this point. Those lots are sitting there. If we sell lot 12, there'll be no access to them. However, I don't know if there ever will be a way to have access to them unless whoever has the front lots wants to buy the back lots. At this point in time, after talking with Brian, there is no, there's no infrastructure out there. They're not worth really much. I mean, we have them listed at 4,100 like the rest of them. But at the same time, if we sell 12 and 1, you know, we're landlocking ourselves into the fact that this offer is interested in eventually purchasing 2, 3, and 4, but at this time, obviously, they just want 12 and 1. And we have gone back to them with the EDA with an offer for all 5 lots. They did not accept it at this time, for 16 grand total for the whole thing. So the biggest thing is if we sell 12 and 1 to them, they're looking at putting a business up there. It'd be their office building, which would be great for the city of Ada. It's a construction company, which we know we always need construction in Ada. We would get rid of our special assessments on that lot, which would be a plus. And like I said, a new business would be coming to town. So those are the plus sides of that whole thing. The negative is 2, 3, and 4 lots then essentially have no access to them. You know, it's up to council if you guys want to entertain the idea of building access back there, but to build a $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 road, whatever it's gonna cost at that time,
Yeah.
does not make sense when these lots are not worth it. And unfortunately, our industrial park out there has turned into a lot of storage units, which ultimately isn't what we wanted. But we did put in this $840,000 road out there to give access to the lots. So we just have to have the discussions. You know, unfortunately, like I said, we're landlocked unless anybody that has those front lots would like to purchase the ones behind them.
Has that been a thought? I mean, has anybody, the ones in between there, have they had any interest, or was that?
To be honest,
or-
I think that people are smart enough to know
Right.
that,
Yeah.
hey, I can offer this amount and get this
Sure.
lot.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, there's no infrastructure,
yeah.
there's no nothing. I mean, people aren't going to, but we just have to discuss first of all, you know, what we want to do with the lots, what our goal is, and then if we do want to accept this offer, or if we want to come back again, it's $1,000 less than the full price, which would be $8,200 versus $7,200 if we are going to sell. We just gotta have some discussion on this.
Yeah.
There is infrastructure there, right? Just
There's not.
There's
There's not water or electricity?
Not to those back
Not
lots.
to the back
Oh,
lots.
see, I thought there was electricity.
No, there's
stuff,
nothing
too.
to the back lot. So, with that being said, if somebody was to purchase these, we would still need permission from those owners to run the lines back. No matter what we do, those lots aren't worth anything.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and that was our fault is, but
They weren't done.
the dike was not built when we sold those first front lots. So I think, as you can see in this map, a long time ago, I mean, at one point, I think the road was planned to be back there.
So 2 things before I open, or 3 things before I open this for discussion. Like Ashley said, originally this plan of the city was to put a road where the dike now stands. At no fault of anybody at this table, obviously we installed the dike, and the rest is history. Second thing, that Second Street Northwest project that Ashley just referenced of 840,000, 600 some
Sorry.
thousand of it was.
640,000
Yeah,
was a grant.
Was a grant, so, just so the public doesn't think we put all that money into
No,
that road,
you're
yeah.
right.
But I
And
just
they-
wanted to
yeah.
make sure everyone knew that.
Yeah. And the remaining was assessed to the property owners.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then third thing, Ashley and I sat at the EDA meeting last Thursday, and there was some really good conversation, and a lot of it revolved around asking these individuals if they wanted all 5 lots, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 12. One of the individuals at the meeting had a great idea, offer it to him for 16 grand, I think was the number, 14
Yep,
grand,
16
and
grand.
see if they'd be interested, knowing that if we sell them 1 and 2, like Ashley said, we are landlocked on 2, 3, and 4. They can literally come back in a year and say, I'll give you $1 for them, because they're literally worth nothing. Ashley presented it to them, so she could present it to the council tonight. They declined, and that's kind of where we stand now. They did up their offer, their original offer, up to that $7,200, but it still is under our appraised asking price, I'll call it that. The rest of the lots in this group were all paid $4,100.
Other than.
The big lot is an exception. We did discount that last year. So just some food for thought. The EDA recommendation would not be accepting this.
I don't think we accept this. We're landlocking ourselves, and there's no way.
That was the recommendation from the EDA.
The EDA recommended that we do full price for lots 1 and 2.
For full price.
For full price.
Or
So if
sell
we were
all
for
5
1 and
lots at
12, or try to,
at a
try to
discount.
at all 5 at a discount.
but not take a discount on 1 and 12.
I'd be
So-
comfortable selling it at full asking for what we're asking, not giving a discount on it. I mean,
So
those
for the
lots are gonna be
82.
landlocked you know, no matter what we do, I'd rather see a business come to town and operate those 2 lots, making them usable at the time being. But I don't feel like we need to give a discount on them when we, you know, sold the other ones at full asking price, so.
Yeah, I think, I kind of agree with Casey there because, once we do sell 1 and 12, those other lots are gonna be
They gave me
very
bonus checks. Those
invaluable
are-
to us, so if we get,
Nice.
if we get the full asking price like everyone else paid out there, I guess, other than that big lot, or with the exception of that big lot, I guess. I'd like to see full asking price, but I also don't wanna miss out on the opportunity of
Right.
having a business come to town either.
But what happens if what if they come back and say they wanna buy just the one along the highway, the road there, and then that for 41, and then all of a sudden the backside's totally landlocked, and we got $0 out of the backside one. I mean,
Well,
that's,
I mean, we can.
right?
go-
I mean, I,
we can
I don't know.
go-
I think
we
they
can-
want both, right?
They want both
They
for
need
what
both,
they're
it
building.
sounds like.
But,
I need both, yeah.
you know, I can go tonight with that, whatever we recommend as a motion, like if they accept that 8,200, then we'll move forward. They gave me the earnest check, then I can move forward with the purchase agreement. If they don't accept the 8,200, I'll bring it back to the next council meeting.
Sure.
You know, I personally think that the business, after having many conversations with them and spending time with them, is gonna be a great thing for Ada. They definitely specialize in, fixing up older homes, which is great, especially if we get this grant. It would be nice to see a business out there that actually has a storefront and has people operating out of. I know West Central is the only one really along that road. So those are like the pros of it. Unfortunately, I don't really have any solutions for lots 2, 3, and 4, other than trying to get the ones in front of them to purchase those
Right.
lots. And other than that, I don't have a solution for it. I really don't recommend putting in any infrastructure on our own.
No.
No, can't do that.
So,
How much of a discount did we give that big lot last year?
it's 17,600, we sold it for 12,000.
So it's a pretty big discount when you look at it proportionally to $800 or whatever
Yeah,
they
that
want on the other one.
That one's definitely a little different than these, I guess.
Oh, I'm just saying, but it's still,
In
a
my
lot, yeah.
mind, I guess, but
Like Mike said, it is a big, that was a pretty big discount, and I really don't wanna lose out on having a business come to town either, but
Anybody remember off the top of your head what the special assessments come due for
Yeah, it's
that
about
lot?
$6,000.
they were like, yeah, I was gonna say.
So,
The big one was obviously like triple that.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
That's why I think we discounted it, what, part of it.
yeah,
Well, that and Public Works was basically begging us to get rid of it so they don't have to mow it every year. I mean, seriously.
that's the other reason we're mowing these lots for.
Yeah, but they're
every year.
mowing the levee, so the lots 2, 3, and 4, the levee's right there.
Yeah.
But yes, the other one's lot.
Yeah.
I can look up the special assessments here quick if you want. I just give you guys an
I
idea.
just, I can't sell them with landlocking them, we're just setting ourselves up to
Yeah, but they're gonna do
take
nothing.
$3 for them next 3 lots, I guess, in my mind, but that's just me. I can't vote for that, even at full price,
Who's gonna buy them then?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, what are you gonna do with them? You get them off the, I guess off the, taxes anyway,
$8,035.
which is kinda crazy, cause they're gonna have to pay the
What's
$6
the
grand on
assessment?
that, you know, if they take them over for $1 even. But that
Each
helps
one?
us out.
Yeah, but even at $4,100, the taxes on it are $50-$60 a year. You know, it might be
Right,
now. I
yeah,
suppose,
it's
with
a,
the
it's
increase,
a,
but you're
yeah,
not
over the
talking a
long
ton
term,
of
it's pretty
money.
reasonable, true, good point.
But you do, you know, you do get a tax base, obviously, you do get a business coming to town.
Utilities.
I can see both sides. Again, it's at no fault of anyone at this table, but that the construction, and we're learning that even with the Reggie edition and some of the other, the Cougar edition. This table, I think, unfortunately, we're learning as we go on some of this stuff, and, you know, it's, the mistake was made, and we gotta live with it, but
Yeah.
I guarantee, cause I would do it, and any of you guys would do it, if you guys decide to sell 12 and 1, I'd come back in a month after that paperwork, dried up, and I'd offer you $1 for 2, 3, and 4. I mean, we all would.
Yep.
However, if they did do that and they were to expand, we would eventually, essentially get the property taxes and the utilities. So in
Yep.
some way or another, we will make something off of it, but it is a hard.
Playing devil's advocate, you sell 12 alone, what are you gonna do with 1, 2, and 3 anyways, and 4? I mean,
That's what I'm
We're-
saying, you
we've-
can't sell that front one. You can't sell 12 until.
but you can't, I
there's
mean,
an
no one's
idea.
gonna offer you 4.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, we're screwed all the way around, so if we can, I don't know. I'll make the motion to, go back, counter with, asking for full price on the lots.
Second that.
Okay, I got a motion from Josh, I got a second from Casey, further discussion.
So if they counter offer again, do we have to come back to council before we can even
Yeah.
accept anything?
Yeah.
We haven't had a special in a while, you know what?
Yeah, it's only spring's work coming up.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've called one in the last year, I
It's
think.
been a while, it's been pretty mellow, yeah, I
yeah.
agree.
Wow, year, I said
like
January.
For a
Now.
while there.
You can't give Ashley, can we give Ashley a little wiggle room there? Are they watching tonight?
I would assume so. Here's the other thing, and just to give you guys some food for thought before you vote, I am gonna reach out to the owner of lot 11. He no longer wants to be in Ada. He's moving most of his stuff to the east side of the county. I know he's not interested in selling it back to the city, but a discussion at least needs to be had with him maybe, just to see what happens.
Sure.
With that being said, there's an outlet there to do a pass-through to get back to lots 2, 3, and 4. And again, if they don't purchase lots 1 and 12, then it really doesn't matter. But just so you guys know, the conversation will happen at some point. Any further discussion?
Just FYI, we pay $86 a year in taxes on
Yeah.
each lot out there.
Call the question.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Sean and
Me.
Mike?
Yep.
Okay, motion passes 3-2. Okay, resolution 2022-04-01, the elimination of precincts in the city of Ada. Ashley can talk about it. All three of them are pretty directly correlated.
Yeah, so the county is looking at redistricting their precincts. Right now, their county commissioner that covers the city of Ada is covering a bigger population than some of the other commissioners. So for this next election, they would like to redistrict, meaning they would like to take a portion of Ada and allocate that to a different district. Does that make sense? So I included the map of what the county is thinking and that's their proposed. Obviously, if the city disagreed, they'd have to go back. But I met with Donna. I do think it makes the most sense, utilizing this area. So if you take a look, it's basically, the Tower Edition, the Cougar Edition, the Reggie Edition, and then the hospital area. The hospital includes like the assisted living and the nursing home. And so by doing that, it's kind of, we've got a more clear, I guess, breakout of it, if that makes sense. It's the very, very northwest area of town. In order to do this, we have to do a couple things. So we have 3 resolutions. The first one is we eliminated wards in our city, but we never eliminated precincts. So Ward 1 and Ward 2, we were split down the middle. So the first one is eliminating the precincts of the city that we currently have, which if you remember in the past was broken down by the railway beds. So we have to eliminate that. Then we have to establish the new precincts, which would be what you see on the map. And then because the city, when we eliminated wards and we want to eliminate precincts, we don't want to have 2 polling places. We've always had 2 polling places, which means we have to hire 10 judges for each polling place. And it's double the work. We'd like to combine it all to one location. And the people in the precinct that you see highlighted in yellow will have a different ballot than the other precinct. And it'll be mapped out, or it'll be already sorted out, so when they come in, their name would have the certain ballot on it, if that makes sense. So that would eliminate half of our costs as far as hiring judges and having 2 separate places. So those are the 3 resolutions, 1, 2, and 3. They all pretty much go hand in hand together, but the Secretary of State needs all of this in order to move forward with the county's request. Is there any questions or any comments on maybe why you don't like the map? They did send me another map first, and then they switched it to this one where it was south of Thorpe.
Yeah, that was the
Leanne,
original-
do you
that
have
was the
anything
original
I-
one.
I
to
mean-
add? Just,
Right, we had a public hearing today and we had no one attend,
Okay,
so, basically it's up to you guys if you're okay with this. The next meeting we would, rubber stamp it.
approve it.
yeah.
Okay.
And then that would mean that, Commissioner Jacobson would have to rerun, who is not up for reelection. He would have to rerun. I'm up for reelection, I would rerun. And Nathan Redmond doesn't affect the other 3 commissioners.
Sure. Any further comments?
So I have a silly question, just to make
Okay.
sure, if they're put into that or that, whatever you wanna call it, area, are they part of the city of Ada still, then to
They're
vote
part
for
of the
everything
city,
else?
so the only difference is they would be voting for a different commissioner.
Okay, not for,
Not for
Not for
anything
city
city related.
council,
No,
mayor,
nothing
all
for
that,
city
yeah.
Just
related.
county.
Just
Make
county
sure that's-
commissioner, and that would be the only thing different on their ballot would
Okay.
be who's representing that as a county level.
perfect, okay,
Being that Ada is growing, which is awesome, which
Yep.
the population is too high for one commissioner. Does that make sense?
oh yeah, yep, no,
So, yeah, no, city would be all the same.
that's all the same.
Yep,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's because of the census, the state of Minnesota is requiring us to redistrict, because the numbers are not equal.
Yeah, they try to get them closer to each other,
Yeah.
correct?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So everybody,
Yep.
everybody
Okay.
comes the same number, close to the same number.
Point of information, 3 similar resolutions like that, can they fall under the same motion?
We should separate them.
Should be separate.
I would do separate
Okay.
just to make sure.
Yep.
With that
Um,
being said, waiving of the reading would get you guys out of here a little quicker.
Remember that, whoever does them.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the first one first. I need a motion.
I'd like to make the motion to approve said resolution barring the waiving of the reading.
Okay, I got a motion from Casey,
Second.
second from Sean. Any further discussion? By roll call vote, Mike?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Josh?
Aye.
Sean?
Aye.
Casey?
Aye.
Resolution 2022-04-01 passes. Resolution 2022-04-02, establishing new precincts.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution, waive the reading.
Okay, I got a motion from Josh,
Second.
second from Sean. Any further discussion? By roll call vote, Mike?
Aye.
Scott? Josh?
Aye.
Sean?
Aye.
Casey?
Aye.
Resolution 2022-04-02 passes. Number 3. I need a motion unless you guys want
I'll
2
make the
different
motion.
precincts.
I'll make the motion.
Like, that's the most important one for the city
Yeah.
of Ada.
Gotta have one.
Yeah.
To pass.
Yeah. And waive the reading.
Okay, I got a motion from Josh,
Second.
second from Casey. Any further discussion? By roll call vote, Mike,
Aye.
Scott, Josh,
Aye.
Sean,
Aye.
Casey.
Aye.
Resolution 2022-04-03 passes. Committee updates, Public Works, either
I
Casey
was
or
there.
Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a little talk about, as of April 1st, put your sump pumps out in the street so it doesn't go into the system and overload it. More Engineering was doing some of the surveying down the manholes for our rehab lining of they're getting a little bit more, I think, better video or whatever. They saw some video that was a little bit sketchy. So they were doing that probably a month ago now it's been. It sounds like Brian has the GSI system, or GIS system, up. That is a system that will locate all of the water shutoffs, eventually manholes, a bunch of stuff we can do. The problem they're running into is that most of these are mapped in somebody's head or on a very old piece of paper, and it's marked with 10 different owners ago, I would say, give or take. So sounds like everything's up and going. They got this iPad a while ago. It's just been taking a little while to
Yeah.
get this going.
If you remember, we used COVID funds to
Correct.
purchase
Yep.
it. Yep.
So if you see them in their yard, they're not just walking around, they're doing something. What else? I can't see what I wrote. Oh, and he was putting together hire new kids for people for the summer help anyways, putting that ad out there.
Public safety, Sean or Scott? I don't think you guys had a meeting.
We were there, but we didn't have enough people, so
Okay.
it was just blight talk.
Beautification?
Kinda had a short meeting, just kinda touch base with what we're planning to do this year. One of the things was the, sand volleyball nets and, the new scout project in East Side Park got done, so kind of the main.
Looks good over there.
Yeah.
It was at the hospital.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Eastside Park.
Yep.
I know they're really gonna be working on in the next few weeks to finish the cemetery project that they started
Yeah.
last year. One, it's gotta be up by Memorial Day weekend because we gotta get the water turned on.
Yep.
And then the Eagle Scout that's doing it has a deadline as well, so I know that. And then Brianna, the Shakana has opened up their grant drive. So Brianna's applying for some of them that I know the beautification committee maybe allocated money towards, like, some handicap signs.
Yep.
And a few other, items, so seeing if she could get grant funds to help cover some of those costs versus using all the budgeted funds for it, so.
Okay, EDA? Talk about that since
just
Crystal
me.
and Kim are gone.
So the EDA, we did approve another loan for $30,000, and then an additional loan that was already out there, we approved an additional $5,000, so right now we're down to about $9,000 left, which is a good and bad thing. Our businesses are growing, and it's been awesome to see. One of the ones that got this larger loan is purchasing a building, a downtown area here, and opening, so that's good to see. We also had, the Halsted EDA come over and meet with us. We're gonna partner with them on, what would you call it, a tour
A
bus
tour,
or
yeah.
a visit bus, in August. So the whole purpose is to invite professionals or those newly out of school, skilled workers, things like that our communities may need, and things we wanna showcase. So Hendrum, Hallstrom, and Ada are gonna be working together on this to hopefully bring some people into town, show them what we have in Ada. I talked a lot about needing to bring people to town to fill some of our jobs, some of our professional jobs, so whether it's at the hospital, the school, our banks, our insurance agencies. You're seeing a lot of people either retiring or leaving. So we're gonna work with the Hall City DA on that, and hopefully in August have a good turnout and tour the town. What else did we talk about? We got a pretty big agenda.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time on that industrial park lot.
Yeah.
And we had a demo fund request as well, that we needed
Yep.
an official bid from a contractor for us. We kinda tabled that. But as far as that EDA visit, that
Yeah.
tour bus that they're putting on, they're gonna make a stop in Hendrum. They're gonna pick individuals up in Fargo-Moorhead.
Yeah.
Stop in Hendrum for 2-3 hours, stop in Halsted for 2-3 hours, and then stop in Ada for 2-3 hours. So it'll give each city a chance to kind of highlight whether we want to showcase our industrial park or, you know, probably our school and our hospital for sure, and other amenities that we have throughout the city. And then we're gonna feed them, and we also have to come up with some idea of kind of like a trinket or a mug or something that showcases our city to kind of keep our name in front of them after they leave. And then Ashley's gonna put together like some brochures and stuff again about some of our lots for sale, and again, some of the different amenities that we offer for new business owners and for new land purchasers and home buyers throughout the city. So if you guys have any idea, again, Ashley and I are gonna work with Emily Finney and come up with kind of a plan of attack for that for August.
They'd also like a few representatives on the bus if anybody would like to.
Was there a date? Just in August?
It was
Just
August 11th.
11th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions? Need a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Got a motion from Casey, second from Josh. All in favor? All
Aye.
opposed, motion passes. Thanks, everyone.